All right, we have some breaking news here on a Monday on Philadelphia Eagles Now, and this is not how we wanted to start our week. I'm Chase Senior. Appreciate all of you for tuning in. Make sure you subscribe for more news, rumors, and analysis videos like this from yours truly here on Eagles Now. So this just reported moments ago, Lane Johnson has an abdominal tear, going to miss at least the next 2 games of the regular season, and his status moving forward into the playoffs unknown. It was Ian Rappaport who first reported on this, saying that Lane Johnson, who went down late in that game against the Dallas Cowboys on Christmas Eve, suffered that abdominal injury that will knock him out the rest of the regular season. 2 more games, as we know, to be determined after that. And obviously, if he's out for an extended period of time, a massive blow to the Eagles' Super Bowl chances. Adam Schefter followed up on that by saying this, that the Eagles are hopeful that the 4-time Pro Bowl offensive tackle will return for the postseason, but he is not expected to play again in the regular season due to what tests revealed was a torn tendon in the abdominal area per sources. And obviously, this is a terrible blow for the Eagles. Injuries now to their MVP candidate quarterback in Jalen Hurts, and we're unsure of what his status is going to be moving forward. And now their all-pro right tackle, who is the best right tackle in the game, and it is even close, and that's been the case for a really long time. The Philadelphia Eagles need Lane Johnson healthy to maximize their chances of winning a Super Bowl. He provides the utmost of protection for Jalen Hurts or Gardner Minshew, and he's fantastic both in the pass game as well as the run game, and there's a big reason why this guy had solidified himself as the best right tackle in the game over what has been nearly the last decade, because he is that special of a player, proving to be an anchor on the right side of that line of scrimmage. Now, we're only getting started here on the show, but is your panic meter starting to go off here? Because this is significant news for this football team. Let me know down below in the comment section. Are you starting to worry about the Birds here a little bit with some of these injuries stacking up? They were relatively healthy through much of the year, and they've avoided some of these disastrous injuries, but now starting to get a little bit worried here. Y for yes, N for no. Where's your panic meter out right now with the Birds? Now, Lane Johnson, moving on top of the fact that I said he's the best right tackle in the game, there is substance and there is proof behind that. The Philadelphia Eagles all time, since he was selected in the first round out of Oklahoma, 79-47-1 with Lane Johnson in the lineup. They are 12-21 according to StatMuse without Lane Johnson when he does not play. So that goes to show you the impact that he has on the overall offensive scheme. And this is something that impacts the run game. This is something that impacts the pass game as well, because especially for a guy like Jalen Hurts, who's very mobile, when you watch him, usually he skirts out of the pocket to the right. And he doesn't even have to worry oftentimes about pressure coming from that right side because Lane Johnson is so good. It's not even really much of a worry when Lane Johnson is holding it down at right tackle. But when he's off the field, the offensive line has to shift around. The offensive line isn't as dominant as it is with Lane Johnson in the lineup. And this is an offensive line that might be able to absorb this blow for a couple of reasons. Every player along the offensive line, a Pro Bowler or a Pro Bowl alternate, and they have the best offensive line coach in the NFL in Jeff Stoutland. But even with Stoutland as the offensive line coach, when Johnson is out of the lineup, this is a team that has struggled. Total snaps, 972 this year for the Lane train. Pass blocking snaps, 551. He's only committed 6 penalties on the year. 0 sacks allowed, 0 hits allowed on Jalen Hurts and Gardner Minshew, and only 9 pressures. So what do the Eagles do now with Lane Johnson out of the lineup? They can decide to start Jack Driscoll. That's what I think they're going to do. Or they could shuffle the offensive line a little bit and move Jordan Mailata to right tackle and start Andre Dillard at left tackle. Now, you might be asking yourself, okay, why can't Jordan Mailata stay at left tackle and Andre Dillard goes to right tackle? Well, Dillard, the former first-round pick who's set to be a free agent, has voiced in the past that he prefers to not switch spots along the offensive line. There was one time during his rookie year he was asked about that, and he told the reporters, his rebuttal was, well, have you ever tried to write with the opposite hand? I disagree with that, but Andre Dillard more comfortable at left tackle, protecting the blind side for Jalen Hurts as compared to right tackle. So this was the Eagles' offensive line depth chart going into that Cowboys game, and it's a star-studded offensive line, no doubt about that. Mailata at left tackle, Landon Dickerson at left guard, Jason Kelce at center, Isaac Seumalo at right guard, Lane Johnson at right tackle. Those interior spots are going to remain the same, and I believe Mailata will keep holding it down at left tackle. Dillard at right tackle? I don't think so. I actually think the Eagles are going to go with Jack Driscoll. Is he the better player than Andre Dillard? Yeah, probably not, but is he the better right tackle and more comfortable at that spot? The answer to that is probably. Now, this is why you subscribe to the show. We're really only getting started on the program today, but whenever big news hits on the Philadelphia Eagles, we cover it right here on the show. We've been able to grow this channel up this football season. It's been a blast to be able to cover the Birds, so if you want to stay in the know with informative, entertaining analysis with videos coming your way on the daily basis, hit that subscribe button down below. Do want to give a shout out to Rocket Money for making today's breaking news possible. You can cancel unnecessary subscriptions and start saving money today by heading to rocketmoney.com/Eagles. Now, the app is free and easy to use, and really it's been a game changer for me, especially this holiday season when I've been trying to manage my finances. And a lot of you out there, you're tired of wasting money on subscriptions, right? 80% of people have subscriptions they forget about, and maybe for you, it's an unused Amazon Prime account or a Hulu account, something else that never gets streamed. This great app helps me track all of my expenses, and because of it, I no longer waste money. It's Rocket Money, formerly known as Truebill. It shows you all of your subscriptions in one place and then cancels for you whatever you don't still want. Rocket Money can even find subscriptions you didn't know you were paying for, and you may even find out you've been double charged for a subscription. So to cancel it, all you have to do, pull up the app, you press cancel. It is literally as easy as that, and Rocket Money takes care of the rest. So head to rocketmoney.com/Eagles now. Download the app for free, manage your finances, start saving money, and cancel those unnecessary subscriptions. From my seat here, this is why this Cowboys loss is frustrating. This is why this Cowboys loss hurts, is because if you take care of business at AT&T Stadium on Christmas Eve, you're good. You're able to rest some of your players who need resting the final 2 weeks. If you lock up that bye and the first seed in the NFC, then you're able to sit some of your players who need resting for the next 3 weeks. And for Lane Johnson, yeah, if you get that number 1 seed, he's afforded about a month to come back from this abdominal injury. Is he going to be 100%? Probably not. But Lane Johnson at subpar 100% is better than a lot of other right tackles out there. So if you win that game, you can rest a lot of your guys for a team that right now is very banged up. But now you're facing a New Orleans Saints team that is desperate as you see them in the hunt, outside looking into that playoff picture, looking to potentially win the NFC South, but with the Bucs win on Sunday Night Football, it makes it difficult. The Saints facing a must-win against the Eagles at Lincoln Financial Field to avoid getting ousted in the playoff hunt. And it is not a sure thing that the Eagles get that number 1 seed now. If they lose the remaining 2 games, which is possible, against a feisty Saints defense and a Giants team that's going to be playing for a playoff seed, look at what happens now. The Dallas Cowboys could potentially unseat the Philadelphia Eagles, win the NFC East, and get that number 1 seed. So, once again, you take a look at this Eagles offensive line depth chart. No Lane Johnson. I think Jack Driscoll steps in. You're pretty good at all those other areas. Like Seumalo good, Kelce good, Landon Dickerson good, Jordan Mailata good. Not only can they sing with the Philly Special Christmas, but they're also really good offensive linemen. And they're all named at least to the Pro Bowl or Pro Bowl alternates. But again, it cannot be overstated how much of a value Lane Johnson has to this Eagles team, as evidenced by the record that we talked about a little bit earlier. Now, a lot of you said that you were panicking a little bit earlier in the comment section. Do you still think the Eagles can win the Super Bowl? They're well equipped. They still have a very good roster. They're well coached. I'm washing that Cowboys loss down the drain. Backup quarterback, 4 turnovers, and you still had an opportunity to win, and the officiating wasn't all that great. This team can still win and compete for a Super Bowl. I'm going to go ahead and type my me. You do that as well. Appreciate all of you, as always, for tuning in to Philadelphia Eagles Now. And with things starting to get pretty interesting for this Eagles season here, with 2 games left and hopefully a long playoff run, our coverage, it is about to get even better.